Hey y'all, it is 8:26. I'm not waiting to the last minute to get on, so I'm like literally doing this in my you guys know, for those of you that are regular watchers, listeners, whatever. Excuse me. Here we go. I get on and I'm like, and now I'm yawning. You guys know I want to get out of my car and be able to plug my phone in and be off of it and be in bed on time. So, coming in to do my daily check-in. If you looked at my post yesterday, it was a rough one. I was a bit stressed out. I did some stress eating that wasn't necessarily the best thing, and I think I'm paying for it today because I'm not feeling very well. Just really connecting those two things, I think, is really important when we realize, like, when we don't feel well the next day after not eating well, we need to connect those two things. Like, you didn't treat your body great the day before. So now, like, the consequence of that, the natural consequence of that, is that you don't feel real good the next day. So I think I've kind of been there with that, really lethargic all day. And I had a lot more sugar and salt than normal yesterday. I ate a lot more than what I did yesterday. I feel like it carried over a little bit to today. Not the stressful part of it, but the eating part of it. So this this morning I had like 3 bowls of cereal, and they were all sugar cereal. I think the only healthy-ish cereal that I had this morning was Frosted Mini Wheats, and that's not even fully healthy. But it was the healthiest of the 3 things, because the other ones were like Fruity Pebbles and Fruit Loops, okay? So, that's kind of how I started my day. I was just kind of hungry this morning. Also didn't go and work out this morning. I had a hard time falling asleep last night. Had a hard time making myself put my phone down last night. And so again, consequences for things the next day. It's a real thing. So that meant that, like, I didn't get up. I didn't do everything I needed to do before I went to get kiddos or be with kiddos in the morning. I didn't have a horrible morning. I got up. I had laid my clothes out, praise the Lord. So I basically, they were sitting there. And so I was able to be like, okay, throwing clothes on after my shower and walking out the door. And so I was a couple minutes late getting there, but that part actually was not my deal. I had to do some Tetris with the vehicles, and I was parked in, so I had to wait for other people to leave. So that was a thing. So let's see. So that's what happened for breakfast. And then I came home. I came to my house after I dropped the kiddos off on the bus. Shoot, I'm thinking. Drop the kiddos off on the bus, off the bus. I feel like with how I was feeling today, I literally could have done, fast food, but I was like, I don't really want to do fast food. I don't want to spend money. I don't, which, dude, okay, when I get in these states of mind, that's kind of a big deal when I'm like, I don't really want to spend money and I really don't want to eat fast food. For me, that's like a small victory. Not saying that I still ate well, but I didn't eat out. I didn't eat fast food. So what I ended up eating was, vegetarian popcorn chicken, and I put, we had like this teriyaki. I had not had it yet, but it sounded good. And so I just poured that over top of it. I think I had like 2 servings of the popcorn chicken, and then I was still hungry. And so I went out and I realized that I hadn't eaten, because I kind of stock up on different things, like when they're on sale, like canned goods and things like that. And so, especially given the fact that vegetarian stuff typically is a lot more expensive. So when it goes on sale, I stock up. Like I will allow myself to spend like $10 and get, like, if they're $1, I get 10 of them. And then it takes me a while to get through them. Well, I didn't realize that I still had a can of vegetarian chili out in the garage where I keep my canned good stuff. And so I ended up having that, and I put a pretty decent helping of sour cream on top, and then covered it with because it was like a bowl. Then I covered it with, it's like taco and nacho flavored cheese, or I don't know. It's Kroger. And so then I ate that, and I finished my pomegranate juice. I'm kind of sad because now I don't have that for tomorrow. But I finished that. I don't really know how many servings of that I had because I drank it out of the bottle because I was like, I'm not, there was like, I could tell how much was in it. It would have probably been like 2 cups full. And I was like, man, I really don't want to dirty a dish, and I'm probably going to drink all of this because like I really haven't had any fruit today. And so half a cup is 1 serving of fruit or something like that. And so like if you drink 2 cups of it, you have all your servings or whatever. And I just have a hard time eating fruit sometimes, like I've shared before. But that pomegranate juice is like pure it's Bolt House Farms or something like that. So that's the ingredient is pomegranate juice, and that's it. Nothing else in it. While I was outside, I will share this. While I was outside, we still have Christmas cookies, stuff, whatever out there. And so I was outside in our freezer deciding what I was going to eat. Oh, excuse me. So sorry. And there was a very large, like super large, you know, those like bulk containers of M&Ms, Christmas M&Ms out there. And so I went out to the freezer twice, or no. I had to unpack stuff in the freezer to get what I wanted. And so before I unpacked it, I had a handful of M&Ms. And then after I unpacked it back up, I had another handful of M&Ms before I went in. I've drank a lot of water today. I've been dealing with some weird vertigo stuff, but I really do think that it's because of how I've been eating the past 2 days. Because I don't really feel, like I just felt kind of off today. But I also didn't work out this morning, and I didn't eat great. I mean, I had so much sugar yesterday. I had candy yesterday, like a bag of candy yesterday. They were gummies, but it's still more sugar than what I have been eating recently, and I feel like it definitely affected me. So yeah, I'm pretty, like, honestly, I'm like, is there anything else that I ate today? I feel like that's it, but I definitely want to be held accountable for even those like 2 handfuls of M&Ms. That's important because that all went in my system. Man, did I have anything else today? I'm just thinking. I looked in the fridge, looked in the freezer in our house, and I was like, yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's what I ate. And the last time that I ate was like at 3 o'clock or something. I still feel really full. Like 3:30. I still feel super full from that chili. Probably shouldn't have eaten the whole can. I was doing something on my phone in the midst. I was reading on my phone and doing something else on my other device at the time. And so you live and you learn, right? Or at least you'd think you would learn. I think maybe I still have a lot of learning to do in that regard. The thing I want to share with you tonight, and then I'm getting off of here because obviously I'm exhausted. I might even go to bed before my bedtime normally because I do want to get up and work out in the morning, and I don't want to do it groggy. So, and I would love to be able to get over 7 hours of sleep. The thing I want to share with you though is something that I've been talking about with my friends on and off all day today, and it's like really vital and really important, and that's just how important Thanksgiving and praise is. So we read in Psalm 100 verses 3 and 4 that's the way that we enter in. We enter into his gates with thanksgiving and praise, and into his courts with praise. Okay. And so I think sometimes we don't actually experience being in the presence because like it's talking about like going into where the Lord dwells. Okay. I think sometimes we don't experience the presence of the Lord through our days because we don't do those. Because it's right there in front of us. It's kind of like a formula. I don't like to say that because I don't like to say that there's like formulas to things and like, if you do this, then this, because I think a lot of times God switches it up. But I do believe that is in there strategically because it's trying to teach us how important Thanksgiving and praise is. And the fact that it shifts our focus, it shifts our gaze. And if we start our day in that way, just think about what the rest of your day can look like if you will choose to do that to start your day. And, man, For me, okay, so this is what I feel like, because the Lord has really talked to me about thanksgiving and praise versus what we call gratefulness. Okay. So I think the reason why David put it the way he did when he said thanksgiving and praise is because thanksgiving takes us beyond just thinking about like our present, and it takes us beyond thinking about the natural, like what's going on, around us. Like, thank you for, not that those aren't important. Those are important. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you. I have food in my belly. Thank you. Like, those are super important too, but it goes beyond that. And I think like thankfulness takes us to that like higher level of thanking the Lord for trials and tribulations versus like gratefulness. That is very, I think from my experience, okay, Thanksgiving, the word itself, so thanksgiving, like we're literally giving an offering unto the Lord of our thanks to him. And gratefulness can be this thing that we can actually do on a very visceral level, where there's not like spirit connected to that. It's just, but Thanksgiving takes it to the next level where we're like, man, thank you for who you are, God. It's not just about what you've done for me, but just thank you for who you are, period. You don't have to do anything, and I still want to thank and praise you. And it also takes you into this time of remembrance where you remember who he is from even past seasons. There's just something that's very vital and very powerful about Thanksgiving. And so I just wanted to share that with all of you. Something that I was encouraged to do years and years ago, that's been over 5 years ago now, it was a challenge that was given by a school that I was a part of. And they gave us like journals, and they gave us the challenge that for a month that we get up, and before we pray or do anything else where we're like petitioning God for something, that we just thank him. And in this notebook, that's all that was allowed to be in this notebook, was thanksgiving. Like no prayer requests, no going outside of just saying, God, I thank you for, God, I thank you for, God, I thank you for. And it has shifted and changed everything in my life from that point on. I'm telling you, like, there is something so powerful with that. And with starting your day that way, that is literally, I believe, how you enter in. And then it's our choice whether or not we stay in his presence once we enter in with thanksgiving and praise and, go beyond the gates and the courts into the Holy of Holies with him, whether we stay in that place. It's our choice. However, like, we can't even get into that place without thanking him, because that's what the word says. And so I just encourage you, even as we're on this health and wholeness journey, and even as we have our good days, I hate to call them that. I'm not a really big fan of calling good things good and bad. As our healthy days, I guess, or whatever, our healthier days versus our not so healthier days. Okay. Even in the midst of all that, just realize that you always have something to be thankful for to the Lord that goes even beyond just thanking him for being alive. Like, sometimes that is all that we feel like we have to give, because everything just feels like it's not going so great. But once you start with that, it just kind of gets the ball rolling, because you find yourself going, man, and I thank you for the fact that 5 years ago, for me, like for 5 years ago, you had me go to this class where I learned this about Thanksgiving and praise, and you've been continuing to, like, it is life changing. Okay. So I just challenge you. Take the next week, start a Thanksgiving journal, and that's how you start your day, and just see how things shift for you, shift and change, because I promise you, you will have a crazy testimony to share at the end of that week about yourself. It's not, again, because Thanksgiving changes your perspective. It doesn't change your circumstances. Sometimes we petition the Lord to change our circumstances when really he wants our circumstances to change us. And so Thanksgiving gets us into that space of like thanking him for our trials. Like, thank you, Lord, that I'm going through this because you're molding and shaping me into who you want me to be through it. The whole perspective of everything changes when you start to do that. So anyway, I wanted to share that with all of you. I wanted to challenge you in that today, tonight, whatever, to do it for a week, because I guarantee after the week is over, you won't want to stop, because it's a life altering thing. So anyway, love all of you. And I am working on, I have the videos like recorded, but I'm having a little bit of an issue with the uploading process of getting like the ones that I did all the way up to the videos I did for the devotionals all the way up to today. Like they did fine, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's because I recorded the new ones. I recorded a whole full week of them on a new device. That new device is having some trouble uploading them. And I'm really probably not going to super duper work real hard on it tonight. Because I've been trying to figure it out all day and I don't know what it's doing. I'm going to probably spend 5 more minutes when I walk in the door to see if I can get it. But if not, I will make sure that the upload is up, like the video devotional is uploaded as soon as I'm able to get it up with that, like with no technical difficulties. And then tomorrow I have more time to get the rest of them so that they will post at 5 a.m. just like 5 a.m. Yeah, 5 a.m. just like the other ones have been all week. Okay. All right. That is all. So I love you all. And, let's see, tomorrow, I probably will be checking in with you via video, but I'll let you know if that doesn't happen otherwise. Love all of you. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night.